Ladies and gentlemen, success is not a matter of chance. It is not a gift handed down by fate, nor a stroke of luck reserved for the few. Success is a law as certain as gravity, as predictable as the sunrise. And those who understand it, apply it, and live by it, rise like empires from the dust of mediocrity. The difference between poverty and wealth, between frustration and fulfillment, between drifting and destiny, lies in the habits of the mind. Today I will reveal to you the core habits of millionaires, not from theory, but from truth forged in the fires of action. These are not soft suggestions. These are unbreakable principles, tested, proven, and waiting for one thing only, your decision to use them. If you are ready, truly ready to step out of your ordinary and seize control of your future, then listen not with your ears, but with your spirit. The journey begins now. Before success can take root, before wealth can accumulate, before doors can open, before the world will yield to your ambition, you must know what you want. Not vaguely, not someday, not maybe, but with absolute, unshakable clarity. A man without a definite purpose is like a wanderer lost in a desert, spinning in circles, moving but going nowhere. His days are consumed by motion, yet empty of progress. He chases whims, follows fads, and lives at the mercy of circumstance. He is a leaf in the wind, tossed, turned, forgotten. But the man who knows his aim, the man who has chosen his destination and burns with a desire to reach it, he bends the world to his will. He commands the winds. He becomes a force too great to be ignored. You must choose your aim. Not tomorrow, not when the timing feels perfect. Now, decide what you want and decide with strength. Decide with your whole being. Let no hesitation enter the chamber of your mind, for a mind divided is a mind defeated. When you have a definite chief aim, it acts like a magnet. It pulls you forward. It calls you out of bed when others are sleeping. It sharpens your focus and filters your choices. It gives your life direction. Without it, you are adrift. But with it, you are unstoppable. I have seen men with little education, no money, no connections rise to extraordinary heights, not because of luck, not because of brilliance, but because they knew what they wanted and refused to settle for anything less. I have seen them write their goal on scraps of paper, carry it in their pocket, read it 10 times a day, and through sheer unrelenting focus, they brought it into reality. That is no accident. That is law. The universe itself responds to the man who knows what he wants and backs it with unwavering desire. You must write it down, not once, not carelessly. You must etch it into your mind like stone. Speak it aloud. See it in your imagination. Feel it with your senses. Taste the life it will bring you. See the people it will serve. Hear the sound of your own voice proclaiming it with certainty. And once it is written, you must make it your obsession. You must become possessed by your purpose, so filled with it that there is no room left for doubt, distraction, or delay. But beware, once you declare your purpose, obstacles will rise. You will be tested. The path will not be paved in gold. It will be steep. It will be lonely. It will demand sacrifice. But understand this, obstacles are not your enemies. They are your proving ground. They are the forge in which your resolve is tested, your strength is shaped, and your purpose is purified. A purpose that is not tested cannot be trusted. You must face resistance to grow strong enough to bear the weight of success. I have known men who whispered their dreams and quit at the first sign of hardship. They spoke of desire, but they lacked decision. They wanted success, but they wavered. And success does not visit the indecisive. Success belongs to the man who claims it, with action, with discipline, with a heart set on fire. Every great achievement began with a mind consumed by purpose. The skyscraper began with a blueprint. The masterpiece began with a vision. The fortune began with an idea, held firm in the face of every doubt. So I ask you now, what is your definite chief aim? What single purpose will you pursue with every ounce of your being? If you do not know, you must find it. You must search your soul. You must ask yourself, what do I desire so deeply that I am willing to endure, to fight, to rise again and again until it is mine? Let no one choose it for you, not your parents, not society, not fear. You must choose it. And when you do, own it. Let it consume you. Let it define your days. Let it determine your habits, your circle, your schedule, your choices. Let it shine so brightly in your mind that nothing, not failure, not fatigue, not fear, can dim its flame. Do not aim for comfort, aim for greatness. Do not settle for survival, aim for mastery. Do not drift, choose, declare, act. You hold within you the power to create, to build, to transform your life. But that power lies dormant until you direct it. Thought without direction is wasted energy, but thought charged with purpose is creation itself. So write your purpose, speak it, believe it, build your life around it, and refuse to be moved. The man who moves with purpose becomes a creator of destiny. He shapes his world. He defines his legacy. And when others speak his name, they speak of a man who knew exactly what he wanted and would not stop until he got it. Now, go. Choose your purpose. Set your sights and begin today the relentless pursuit of a life that was meant for you. Faith is the foundation upon which all success is built. Without it, no dream can endure. Without it, no man can rise. Faith is not mere belief. It is not wishful thinking or blind hope. Faith is certainty. It is the inner knowing that what you desire is already on its way. It is the invisible power that transforms thought into form, desire into results, and dreams into realities. Look closely at every man who has risen from obscurity to greatness, from poverty to prosperity, from anonymity to influence, and you will find faith burning at the center of his soul. Not faith handed down by others, not faith borrowed or conditional, but self-generated, unyielding, absolute faith in himself and in the power of his purpose. You must believe in your ability to succeed, even when all visible evidence says otherwise. You must believe before the world believes. You must speak victory before you see it. You must stand firm when others retreat. You must know, not guess, not hope, know that your goal is possible and that you are the one who will achieve it. The world does not respond to hesitation. The world does not bow to doubt, but it yields every single time to the man who moves with conviction. Life itself rearranges in the presence of unwavering belief. I have seen men with little talent, little education, and little support accomplish extraordinary things, not because they had the best of circumstances, but because they refused to entertain the idea of failure. They replaced fear with focus, doubt with discipline, and excuses with effort. They held to their vision through storm and struggle, through ridicule and rejection. And because they believed when belief was hardest, they succeeded when success seemed impossible. That is the power of faith. But faith must be built. It must be trained. It must be strengthened through repetition, daily, hourly, moment by moment. You cannot feed your mind with doubt and expect belief to grow. You cannot entertain negative thoughts and still walk in confidence. Faith is the result of discipline, mental discipline, and it begins with what you allow yourself to think, say, and imagine. Guard your mind. Speak only what you desire. Think only of what you wish to create. Do not speak of limitations. Do not dwell on failure. When fear whispers, answer with action. When doubt appears, drown it with determination. Every time you choose faith over fear, you strengthen your inner power. Every time you declare I will in the face of I can't, you take another step toward your goal. There will be days when you feel alone. There will be moments when the path is dark and your progress seems invisible. In those moments, you must remember that faith is not about seeing, it is about knowing. The farmer does not see the harvest the day after he plants the seed, but he knows, because he has followed the laws of nature, because he has prepared the soil, because he has acted with purpose, that the harvest is coming. So he waits. So he works, so he persists. You too are planting seeds, seeds of greatness, seeds of transformation, and you must trust that if you persist in faith, the results will come, not all at once, not always when you expect, but they will come Faith is not passive. It is not still. It moves, it acts, it speaks, it commands. The man of faith acts as if his goal is already real. He thinks, walks, speaks, and decides from the position of success, not someday, not when things improve, but now. He does not wait for permission. He does not ask for guarantees. He moves boldly, trusting that the path will appear beneath his feet. Do not wait for the world to believe in you. Believe in yourself. Believe in your power to grow, to learn, to adapt, to conquer. Believe that every challenge is shaping you. Believe that your desire is worthy and that your mind is capable of creating anything it holds with enough clarity. You were born with the ability to think, to imagine, to decide. That means you were born to create. And creation begins with thought, charged with emotion, held with belief, acted upon with persistence. Now is the time to choose. Will you allow doubt to lead you, or will you choose faith? Will you surrender to fear, or will you rise in certainty? You do not need to know how everything will unfold. You only need to know that it will. Take the first step. Speak your desire. Think only of what you want. See it, feel it, move toward it with all the force you can summon. The man of faith becomes the master of his fate. He shapes his world not because the path is easy, but because his belief is unshakable. And so I say to you, believe. Believe deeply. Believe relentlessly. Believe now. Your future is waiting. Step into it. With faith forged in fire and a heart ready to claim the life that is rightfully yours. Your thoughts are not random. Your mind is not a playground for idle ideas. Your mind is a command center, and you are its master, if you choose to be. Every word you speak, every image you hold, every thought you repeat becomes a blueprint handed to your subconscious mind. And your subconscious, with tireless obedience, begins to build. It builds without question. It builds without pause. It builds what you give it, whether success or failure, strength or weakness, greatness or regret. This is the secret few understand. You are constantly programming your mind, whether you realize it or not. You are shaping your reality through the words you say, the thoughts you permit, the beliefs you entertain. You are writing your future with every sentence that leaves your lips. And this is where the power of autosuggestion becomes your ally or your enemy. It is the tool by which you command your subconscious mind with intention. It is the method through which you implant the image of your desire so deeply, so vividly, so frequently that it becomes unavoidable. The man who understands autosuggestion no longer begs for success. He conditions himself for it. He no longer waits for confidence to appear. He declares it into being. He no longer leaves his thoughts to wander. He steers them with purpose. You must take control of your self-talk. You must seize the reins of your internal dialogue and train it to speak only of victory, of purpose, of power. You must stand before the mirror, not as a doubter, not as a victim, but as a creator. And you must speak your goal aloud with conviction as if it were already achieved. Not once, not twice, but again and again until the words take root, until the belief grows strong, until the mind can no longer deny what the spirit already knows. When you repeat your purpose aloud, when you charge it with emotion, when you see it in your mind and feel it in your body, you are giving your subconscious mind an instruction. You are placing an order with the infinite. And if you are persistent, if your words are clear, if your desire is genuine, if your emotions are strong, then the subconscious will respond. Not with magic, not with mystery, but with action, ideas, direction, and energy that align with the very outcome you have demanded. This is not theory, this is not fantasy, this is law. You have seen this principle at work already. You have heard someone say, "I always get sick around this time of year," and then watched it come true. You've heard, "I'll never catch a break," and you've seen them walk into failure after failure. These are not coincidences. These are instructions delivered to the subconscious with such repetition and certainty that they became reality. But if words can create defeat, then words can also create victory. If negative suggestion brings decline, then positive suggestion brings ascent. You must use this principle consciously. You must harness it, direct it, and repeat it until your mind and body and very soul begin to act on what you've declared. A man I once knew rose from poverty to wealth not by chance, but by discipline of thought. Every morning he repeated his goal aloud. Every night before sleep he spoke it again. He walked with the posture of a man already successful. He made decisions from the mindset of one who had already arrived, and the world, slowly at first, then rapidly, conformed to the man he had become inwardly. That is the power of autosuggestion backed by belief. You are not simply repeating empty words. You are imprinting your will upon the deepest part of your being. You are rewriting the code of your identity. And once your subconscious accepts the new instruction, it will find ways, through ideas, opportunities, and actions, to make it real. But you must not waver. You must not cancel your affirmations with contradiction. Do not speak abundance by morning and complain of lack by evening. Do not declare confidence one day and entertain doubt the next. The subconscious listens to your dominant thought. Make your dominant thought the thought of achievement. Make your dominant feeling the feeling of power. Let your repetition be rhythmic, charged, emotional, so that every fiber of your being is aligned. This will not happen by accident. You must make time for it. You must create the habit. You must guard it like treasure. Set aside moments each day to speak your desire aloud. Do it with feeling. Do it with certainty. Look into your own eyes as you do it. See the fire, feed the flame, and let the words shape your destiny. You are not a passive observer in life. You are the architect, you are the builder, and your words, spoken with belief, are your tools. Now is the time to take hold of your mind. Now is the time to speak the life you desire into existence, not in silence, not in secrecy, but aloud, with conviction, with emotion, with repetition so strong it echoes through the chambers of your soul. Decide what you want. Speak it every day. Believe it, feel it, and then act on it as though it were already yours. Because if you do, it will be. Your mind is waiting for its next instruction. What will you command it to build? Success does not come to the man who tries once and gives up. It does not answer the call of those who seek it casually. Success is reserved for those who persist, for the man who holds on when others let go, for the one who continues when every voice says quit, when every door is closed, when every step forward feels like a war against gravity itself. Persistence is the iron will that drives a man to rise again and again, not because he sees the outcome clearly, but because he refuses to be denied. The greatest empires ever built, the largest fortunes ever amassed, the deepest legacies ever written, none of these came without the forging fire of persistence. The man who refuses to give up stands taller than the one who has never been knocked down. It is not how smooth the path is that determines greatness. It is how determined the walker is when the path turns rough. You must decide now, not when it's easy, but now, that you will persist no matter what. Because the test will come, and it will not come gently. It will arrive in the form of doubt, delay, rejection, and defeat. It will come disguised as failure, dressed in frustration. It will whisper to you that the dream is too big, that the climb is too high, that the journey is not worth it. But this is the moment that separates the many from the few. This is the moment where men of destiny are revealed. You will be tempted to stop. You will be given every excuse to settle. People around you will quit, and they will want you to do the same. So their surrender feels more comfortable. But you must not stop. You must not yield. You must not lower your aim to match the weakness of others. Raise your effort to match the vision you declared. Persistence is not dramatic. It is not glamorous. It is not always loud. Often it is quiet. It is the daily decision to get back up. The decision to write the plan again, to make the call again. Success is not won in leaps, It is earned in inches, and those inches are claimed by persistence. There once was a man who labored for years to strike gold. He dug and dug and dug, and when the pressure mounted, when the results stalled, when his back ached and his mind doubted, he gave up. He sold his tools, walked away from the dream, and left the mine behind. Another man took his place. He picked up the same tools, entered the same mine, dug in the same direction, and 3 feet later struck one of the richest veins of gold the world had ever seen. What made the difference? Not knowledge, not tools, persistence. 3 feet, that is all that separated disappointment from destiny. Most people are that close when they quit. Most people walk away when they are only moments, only inches, only one more try away from the life they imagine. So what will you do when progress slows? What will you do when the applause fades and the silence grows loud? What will you do when the support vanishes and the only cheerleader left is the voice inside your own chest? You will persist. You will press on. You will move forward not because it is easy, but because you are called. Because you declared a purpose, because you built a vision, and that vision demands to be realized. Understand this. Persistence is not something you hope you have. It is something you decide to have. It is a choice, a decision made in advance. You must say to yourself, no matter what comes, I will not stop. No matter how long it takes, I will not surrender. No matter how many times I fall, I will rise again. You must become a man who cannot be stopped, not by doubt, not by delay, not by defeat. You must become a man of resolve, a man of endurance, a man whose actions echo with commitment. And as you persist, something will happen. You will change, you will grow, you will become stronger than the struggle. You will become worthy of the reward. Because success does not come to the man who wants it, it comes to the man who fights for it. So rise, rise after the fall, rise after the loss, rise after the silence, rise after the storm. The world bows to the man who refuses to bow to hardship. The world makes room for the man who insists on moving forward. The path will not always be clear, the obstacles will not always be small, but the one who persists does not wait for perfect conditions, he creates them. He digs, he builds, he believes, he acts. Let your journey be marked not by ease, but by endurance, not by convenience, but by conviction. Let your story be the one that proves no force can stop the man who refuses to stop himself. You were not made to quit. You were not made to crawl. You were made to conquer. So persist. Persist until the mountain moves. Persist until the walls fall. Persist until the world sees the vision you never let go of. And do not stop, not now, not ever. Your greatness lies on the other side of one more try. No man rises alone. No empire is built in isolation. No success, true, lasting, and extraordinary, is forged without the influence, the guidance, the insight, and the support of other minds. The individual may carry the vision. The individual may light the torch. But it is the power of the collective mind, the harmony of united purpose, the fusion of intelligence and belief across many, that multiplies that vision and gives it wings. The man who understands this principle, who recognizes the unseen strength of the mastermind, possesses a power far greater than muscle, money, or intellect alone. He has aligned himself with one of the immutable laws of achievement, the coordination of two or more minds working together in perfect harmony toward a definite purpose. This is not merely teamwork. This is not casual advice. This is not a friendly circle of like-minded individuals who wish each other well. This is a deliberate alliance, an intentional merging of thought, energy, and faith focused like a laser beam on a single dominating goal. When this occurs, a new force is born, an invisible, intangible, yet undeniable power that begins to magnetize ideas, opportunities, and solutions beyond the ability of any one man. Understand this. When two minds come together in harmony, a third mind is created. Not a visible one, not a mind you can see or touch, but a mind that exists. It is greater than the sum of its parts. It is the gateway through which infinite intelligence flows. The greatest men in history, those who left footprints that time could not erase, knew this. The industrialists who raised skylines, the inventors who changed the course of humanity, the leaders who altered the fate of nations, all of them harnessed this power. They built councils, they formed alliances, they surrounded themselves not with those who would flatter them, but with those who would challenge them, strengthen them, and sharpen their vision until it burned like fire. You must do the same. You must build your own mastermind. Choose with care, choose with intention. Surround yourself with those who think in terms of possibility, not limitation, with those who believe deeply in your vision, and more importantly, believe in your ability to achieve it. Seek out those who bring skills you do not possess, knowledge you do not yet hold, and strength where you may be weak. But know this, it is not enough to merely gather these minds. You must unite them in harmony. Harmony is the key. Discord among minds poisons the well. Ego divides, doubt weakens, hidden motives destroy, but unity, true unity of purpose, produces a force that cannot be stopped. When minds align in belief, when they are locked on a shared outcome, when each individual brings their full intelligence, their full will, and their full spirit to the cause, they become like the gears of a great machine, turning together, driving each other, accelerating the vision into form. You will find that your energy increases when you are in the presence of such minds. Your ideas become sharper, your fears smaller, your faith grows deeper. The challenges that once seemed immovable suddenly begin to bend, not because the world has changed, but because you have multiplied your power. You are not meant to walk the path alone. The lone wolf may survive, but he will never dominate. He will never build what could have been built had he drawn strength from others. The lone dreamer may have vision, but vision without collaboration becomes a dream that dies in isolation. Do not make that mistake. Do not let pride keep you from power. Do not let fear of judgment keep you from alliance. Do not mistake independence for greatness. The truly great man is not the one who does it all himself, but the one who gathers the right minds, aligns them with purpose, and leads them with conviction. And once you have built such a circle, protect it, nurture it, feed it with encouragement, with gratitude, with clarity of purpose, and return to it often. Let it strengthen your faith when it wavers. Let it sharpen your resolve when it dulls. Let it remind you of who you are and what you declared. Because no matter how strong you are, there will be days when doubt knocks, when fatigue whispers, when the mountain looks too high. And on those days you will need more than your own mind. You will need the fire of others. You will need the light they carry when yours flickers, and they will need yours too. This is how you rise, together in unity, in harmony, in power. So now the challenge stands before you. Who will you choose to build with? Who will you allow into the sacred space of your vision? Who will you trust to challenge you, strengthen you, push you, and believe in you, even when the world does not? Choose, align, commit, and then rise with the strength of many. Rise with the energy of a force greater than self. Rise with the full power of the mastermind behind you, because the man who harnesses the minds of others in pursuit of his purpose becomes unbeatable. And if you will take this truth and act on it now with courage and conviction, the world will not merely hear of your success, it will feel its impact for generations. Now go and build the circle that builds your destiny. Now you have heard the truth. Not from theory, not from empty words, but from the very foundation upon which wealth, power, and greatness are built. You have seen the habits, you have been shown the path, you have felt the call rise up within your own spirit. The question is no longer, can you succeed? It is, will you? The power to transform your life lies entirely within you. It is not hidden in the stars, nor buried in books that gather dust. It is not waiting on the economy, the government, or the opinions of men. It waits only on you. On your decision, on your action, on your refusal to be anything less than the highest version of yourself. You now know the habits that shape millionaires, not just in wealth, but in mind, in spirit, in influence, and in destiny. These habits are not reserved for the chosen few. They are practiced by those who choose themselves, those who decide that average is not their portion, that mediocrity is not their fate, that the fire inside them was not placed there by accident, but by design. So decide, right now, decide that your life will matter, that your legacy will echo, that your days will be spent in pursuit of something larger than comfort, louder than fear, stronger than circumstance. Decide that your mind is your greatest asset, that your thoughts shape your future, that your faith will not be shaken, your will shall not break, and your actions will follow your purpose until the end. No more hesitation, no more waiting for signs. You are the sign there is greatness in you. There is a destiny with your name written upon it. There is a vision that belongs to you and only you. Protect it, feed it, pursue it with every ounce of your strength. And when the mountain stands tall, climb. When the road turns dark, walk on. When the world doubts you, believe anyway. Remember, wealth begins in the mind. It is formed by vision, fueled by desire, shaped by discipline, and multiplied through persistence in people. When you master these truths and live them, not once, but daily, you will rise, you will build, you will lead. Your time is now. Good luck on your journey. But more than luck, may you have clarity, courage, and relentless commitment. Thank you.